Not sure exactly what you mean. But yeah. And Amina, just for your reference, I think we'll try going through like both the labs and the assignment, because there's a lot of stuff that we're being expected to cover today. So just in case, we'll make sure we go through all of them. I will probably not spend too much time on arrays A, or yeah, the lab A, because we kind of did that in class. But yeah, sorry, Mona. So Mona, you had a question. You weren't sure about how to do something.
Yeah. I couldn't write it by the method. Why we should use arguments? I just got errors.
On which
argument should we send? This is the problem I have.
Oh, okay. So like if you have a method, like let's say static, like it won't have a return value, test method. And then if you wanted to pass an array into this, and let's just copy these in as well. So we have some arrays. We can just call, the type of array. So say we wanted to do a string array, my strings. And then now we're passing in an array of strings call into this method. So this method will now expect a string array to be passed in when we call it. So we'll just do a quick like print string s in my strings. So now we're referencing the array that we're expecting. So once it gets passed in, it'll be referred to as my strings. And then we'll just do a console.write line s to print it all out, right? So now whenever we call test method, it'll print out the array of strings. So if we said test method on names, this needs to go into my main. Now we're calling test method on names. Alternatively, we could also call it on pets, right? And then this becomes the argument into our test method. So like the flow of events essentially is when we call test method on names gets pulled, passed into this. So this gets replaced with names. And then we use my strings to refer to that variable.
I thought we should use a split inside the method. But if you check the end of the names, you can find the split at the end. Yeah.
Yep. So what the split does here, because you can see like this is just one long string, right? So this, if we had just an array of this, actually, and we can sort of. So let's run this first. I mean, you can see kind of what it looks like. I'm just keeping an eye out for Ryan. So right now it prints out all the names and then all the pets, right?
Because of the split at the end of the names, isn't it?
So the split, so without the split, what'll happen is this is now all one
as a string. Yeah.
So we would have to be.
So I don't know if we should use the split at the end of the names, or we should use the split in the method that we wrote.
So we should keep the split at the end of the names. So if we removed the split, so you can see I've removed the split and converted this to a single item. It should now just be one long line, right?
Yeah, exactly. But if you check them, question,
Mhm.
I thought we should use a split inside the method, not at the end of the string. I don't know, maybe this is...
No, because he's asking us to declare the following arrays, right? So he wants this as an array. So like without this or with the split, this would essentially like there's two ways to write this, right? You could have done with the split, or you can do, you know, string names equals new string, I think, Dean, Bart, Luke, whatever, right? And there's some, I did something wrong here. I forget how. New? Is it just new? Names 2. New string. I have forgotten how to declare a variable, an array. But yeah, that's the idea, right? So I don't think we need to or like break it apart within our method itself, because Rez has already done it for us.
Okay, so this is a simple method that we call the array as an argument inside the method, and this is the and we use for just for reading the string as we have. So it's simple, isn't it? It's not so complicated, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. He wants us to do like reverse and sort and binary search. So it's not just a print, but
for example, for using sorry, interrupt you. For example, if we want to answer the B, use the array that reverse. We should write a method that we call the reverse inside it, or just we should use reverse at the end of the string, like at the split.
So yeah, what I did is I had one method that did all of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just one method?
Yeah, I had one method that did all. Or hold on, what did I do here? Sorry, one sec. Let me open up what I did, and I will confirm. Where's my Visual Studio? Oops, wrong one. Code. I've forgotten how I approached this. Sorry. Lab B. Okay, wait, this is, what the heck's going on? Did I copy this in the wrong place? Dean, Bart, yeah.
Did you use reverse inside the method? This is my question. Inside the method?
Yes, I put reverse inside the method. So like I have my display, and then I reverse it inside the method, and then I sorted it in the method.
Okay,
and did all of that.
Okay, and the rest of the question.
Yeah. So now that I'm
one question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So did you mean like you do the reverse and sort inside the? What I did is I did it inside the main method.
Yeah, Amina, you might be right, because I just noticed this line here. From your main method, do the following. So I think actually I've done this wrong by consolidating it all into my like a single method. I think, Amina, you're right, where we just have a method that prints.
Yeah, in the method, it's just the what you are showing on your screen now, the for each. So that's the only thing I think should be in your method.
Oh no, I've given you answers.
So, from the main method, do the following. Okay, So we should write all things inside the main method.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. That's my mistake. So it should be like test method, and then it would be like array.
And all of these need to be like following each other. Like if you do A, you have to do B under A. Like you don't have to delete the A one, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll just look something like this at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay.
And then binary search, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay.
My bad. Sorry, I put you on the wrong path there.
No.
Confusion. Then aside from that, this looks like it's just a bunch of prints. This one might be a little bit confusing. I'm not sure, Amina or Mona, have you looked at this one?
No,
I've not
I
looked
didn't.
Okay. This one is a little bit strange, I found. Both from a wording and also a like how the heck to do it perspective. My interpretation here is that like the two steps were essentially step one for A. God. We, method takes in an integer, and then based on the integer that you give it, create a random word of integer length. So there's a few things that go into this, right? We have to figure out how to use the random object to get random letters. And then we basically loop based on the integer value to build a string. Do you guys know the random method? We used it
Random
once.
method, yes, I remember. I didn't have time to look at the question tree, but I remember that we had a game in, I don't know, maybe assignment 2 or 3, and I used the random. It's just a line. I can find it and send it to the group.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
okay.
It was the rock paper scissors game that we used it for, and it's like you declare it similar to declaring an array or a normal variable. I think it's like random. Oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes, this is,
it is it's this. And then yeah, you have to call this in conjunction with some of the other stuff that we've learned, because this gives you a number, right?
Yeah.
So then we have to convert the number into a character, and then we can use the character to glue it into a string. Part B is what confused me a decent amount. I wasn't sure what needed to happen there. But my understanding here is this method calls, excuse me, we'll call this method a number of times equal to the arguments in this method. So it's just like a callback to A using B. Hopefully that makes sense. It was a very interesting challenge there. Trying to get this to work properly. Cool. So that's the lab. I don't know. Were there any other questions or confusing bits on the lab? I'm gonna have to redo mine, but otherwise we can kind of take a quick peek at the assignment as well.
Did you do the assignments or just the labs?
Sorry?
Did you finish the assignments?
Yeah, I did both.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Oh, I had many. I had the quizzes and 3 classes.
Yeah, it was a pretty busy week.
Yeah, I didn't have time, unfortunately.
I actually haven't done the web design assignment that's due tonight at all, so I need to get after that one. pretty desperately, to be honest.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so most of the assignment, I think, is relatively straightforward. Like this is printing each piece of a character array using a for loop, which we kind of have here already. This is to print for an integer. This is to print on a string. This one reverses it. So like reverse, sort, binary search, like these are all things that were in the lab as well. This this is, yeah, I think this is just looping through an array. I think we did this last week where you create an array, make it a certain size, and then you go through it assigning values to it. So it's relatively straightforward as well. This phrasing, the allocate memory for the intended number of items, that was a bit confusing to me. To me, I just kind of interpreted that as a, like if they ask for an array of, if you pass in 5, then you make sure that the array size is 5 at the beginning, instead of trying to append items into that array later on, because that's also an alternative to growing an array. You can actually append items, but it looks like he wants us to declare it at the very beginning. This I think is very similar. Actually, oh yeah, here's the random keyword here. So again, it's relatively straightforward. I think like 7 and 8 are pretty much the same. And then 9 is very similar as well. It's just a difference of what exactly we're outputting, whether it's an integer, a user input, or a character. And actually, this question 9 here is very relevant for lab B here, right? Because if you think about it, this is basically creating an array of characters, and a word is essentially an array of characters. It might be gibberish at the end of the day, but it's just a listing of characters glued together. So yeah, the assignment is relatively straightforward. If you've done the lab, the assignment should be not new, and vice versa, to be perfectly honest.
Which one was easier, lab 2 or the assignment?
I think in terms of difficulty, they're about the same. It's just the assignment takes longer because there's more questions in it. I don't know, Amina, did you do the assignment as well yet, or have you just looked at the lab?
I was just working on the assignment this morning, so I think I was in number 6. Yeah.
And did you find like the assignments easier than the lab, or about
I think it's just the same thing until number 6, but I think from number 7 for this, I was just doing number 7, but I think it's harder. Like the last questions, I didn't finish the lab 2. I just did the first question for the lab and decided to just do the assignment first. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 7, 8, and 9 will be useful actually for the for part 3 of the lab. Definitely question 9 here, with the hints that Reza has given us with static random. Once you figure this out, this will be very easy. So that is probably the order that I would kind of tackle them. I guess beyond that, like, how's everyone feeling about the course, content? Hopefully everyone did okay on the quiz. Any concerns or confusing bits so far?
No, not for me.
Mona, anything from your side?
Not yet, because I didn't look at the questions.
No, I mean
I
more
should-
more overall, right? Like in
Oh,
terms
overall.
of
No, I think it's okay. I should just set a time to sort them.
okay, sounds good then. If nothing else, then I'll just wrap this up and we can have the rest of your day back.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Jason. Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Have a good one. Bye.